super important to get recruiters to actually read your material. And to do that, I use this thing called TOM. What that means is to keep in mind TOM, which stands for time on material. On average, a recruiters spend maybe 30 seconds on your material. So when you send them a CV and a cover letter, they have 30 seconds to skim through this. So there are a lot of things that you can do to catch their attention. So just remember, really keep Tom in mind. Keep in mind that they have so little time to spend on your material. And what is it then? How do you want to grab their attention? Because that is so freaking important. Like I've mentioned before, most recruiters will read your CV first, and if that is interesting, they'll read your cover letter. That means that it's really important to catch their attention with your CV. So here are a few tricks to do that. One is to one is to focus it on them, meaning that, of course, the CV is about you, but it's about you in relation to the company and the position you're applying for. So remember to draw out the things in your previous positions that is relevant to the position you're applying for. Then the second thing you can do is, in Denmark, it's very common that we have a profile, an introduction, a about you section. I don't know what you want to call it. I call it a profile on the top of the CV. So basically you have your photo, and yes, that's also a thing that we do in Denmark a lot of the time. So a photo and your information, like contact name, phone number, email, LinkedIn profile. And then you have this profile text. Usually if there's a CV, if there's a cover letter, usually say that will be 5 to 8 lines of text here. What you want to do here is you want to show them what is your core competences in relation to this position that you're applying for. How does this relate to them? Who are you? A bit about who are you as a person. Someone once told me that you need to write this as a teaser. This set or this profile text needs to be so good that people really want to jump right over and read your cover letter. So if you can do that, again, they have very, very little time to look through it. That also means when you do this profile text, highlight the words, like bold out, not highlight, bold out the words that are most important, that you think are most important. And remember, and I know I'm saying this again and again, but it's because it's one of the things that's really, really important, and that a lot of job seekers don't realize, that it's not about you, it's about you in relation to them. So if I have a job where I'm like, ooh, I did these 4 things amazingly, but it's only 2 of those things that are relevant to the job I'm applying for, then I'm going to focus on the 2 things that are most relevant. So I hope this makes sense, because what I see a lot is people just say, well, this is what I did, so that's like, I can't change my CV because my CV, I can't lie in my CV, and this is what I did, so this is what I'm going to write, and it's going to be the same for every company that I'm applying with, because it's the same, right? I did the same in my last job, whether I'm applying for one position or another. And I get you, I totally get what you're saying, but the problem with that is that you're not tailoring it. You're not using your superpower in relation to this specific company and this specific position, so that you actually have the opportunity to be seen, like to be interesting for the company. So instead of just saying, hey, this is what I did, then you're going to say, hey, from what I already did in my previous job, or from what I'm really good at, these are the things that are relevant for the company I'm applying with now. So it's looking at your CV, looking at all the things you've done in the past in relation to looking into the future, which of that can help you in the future, and focus on that. So that's another thing that you can do to grab their attention, right? And also throughout, when you're talking about the the skills you've gained, the results you've created in your past jobs through your CV, then make sure, like, bold out if there's some words or some skills that are really important in those past jobs as well. Then another thing that you can do for the cover letter, because 47% will never read the cover letter, but for the people who do, make sure that it's very nice and skimmable. And what I mean by that is basically you should be able to skim it real fast. And the best way to do this is to create a good headline and subheadlines, and then have like paragraphs for each of these headlines. I hope this makes sense. This was a little short live video today, but I really think that it's important. So remember, Tom, time of material. So both the time you use at the material to make it relevant for the companies, but also that the recruiters really don't have a lot of time for the first read through. I'm not saying they don't read it through better at a later point, but the first sorting, the first yes and no pile and maybe pile they're gonna make, it's going to be a real quick read through. So that's where we need to grab their attention. And there's a lot of colors can also be a thing that can stand out a little bit. And it's just stacking the odds, all of these small things, right? Okay, that is it for today. Have an amazing, amazing day. Bye. Oh, not bye. Remember, if you want to join my Career Corner, my in-person 2-hour, come and join us and be amazing. Ask all your questions in Copenhagen. The next one is on June 10th. And send me a message and I can share the link with you if you want to purchase a ticket for that. So now I'm gonna say bye. Have an amazing, amazing day.